Streaming. Oh, Mew is playing Sith. Okay, good. McCullough is playing whoever the two new characters are in the trailer. Because she's orange. No, she's green. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, that looks good.
So you guys went to Disneyland, right?
Yes.
You're closer to Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
It's like 6 hours from us.
Yeah.
All right. And
Max
says, yep, Max and Seema are here, and they say we look good and sound good.
Of course we look good. Have you seen us? We're adorable.
Oh, yeah.
1 second. Let me get the right channel.
Yep. Oh, there, yeah. Post that in the main channel.
I thought I did already, but yes, I will.
You posted it in the private channel for the podcast.
The podcast.
Okay.
You may have posted it last time when we did the... No, you didn't. I just scrolled back. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we have the just... Yeah, Stacy posted the picture to my team chat at work.
Mm-hmm.
And so my response was, guys, don't be afraid that your boss is sitting there with a red lightsaber.
That's always good. All right. I have bumpers.
It's weird.
What's that?
They don't have the hide the chat option anymore on Discord. I can't hide it.
Are you trying to pop out the? You can do the pop out.
Yeah, you can do the pop out, but you used to be able to just make the chat go away so that it was essentially mostly full screen,
like a theater mode.
Yeah, but now it won't do that. Now it just lets me minimize it to like 2 lines.
Huh.
That's fine as long as it looks good for you.
No, everything.
Oh no, let's say as long as it's displaying okay. Do you do full screen?
Yeah, I pop the video here on the screen, full screen, and that's what I pull over into OBS and then add the titles and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'll have to do that in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep updating this thing. I'm still waiting for them to let us take our names.
Right. Yeah.
Still waiting for that too.
Yeah, they say it's coming. I haven't seen a word of it though.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to pop up in
order that you joined.
Well, that and it's in the app. You might get an email. I don't know, but it's in the app though. It's not gonna be weird. So.
Let's go ahead. Are you good, Mew?
Yeah, seems like it.
All right. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Cross-faction guilds are a success.
Huzzah! Trials! We got your trials, and I don't mean the legal kind. In different flavors and in different games.
Stormblood mount farming gets extreme.
STO seems to get a bit unraveled.
And we have Corley and Stask who are here to talk to us about AIE in SOTOR.
All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 403 of the podcast celebrating you, the Aliyah Ioctast gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. This is Tetsemi. And to my right and 2 states over is Mewcow.
Greetings, galaxy at large.
And to my left and upstairs is McCullough.
Hey folks, there's a coffee cake in the guild kitchen, which now means after podcast I'm gonna have to make a coffee cake.
Pretty much, yeah. If you say it's in the guild kitchen, it's got to be in the guild kitchen.
All right.
This week, we are joined by special guests Corley and Stask, who are here to talk to us about AIE in SOTOR. Welcome.
Howdy.
Welcome.
All right. We will go around the room and see what everyone has been up to this past fortnight. Not playing Fortnite, but 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right. Now we got all the memes out of the way. Sorry.
Okay.
So we'll start with Corley. Corley, what have you been up to these past couple of weeks?
I have not, other than playing stuff in Star Wars: The Republic. I've been sucked back into WoW, so that's going to be interesting.
Retail
my
or
wife wants to
classic?
play it. Retail
Okay.
right now. Although at work, the people on the help desk who are on the other side of the cube wall from me are constantly talking about classic,
Right.
and it's like I'm back in 2006, 2007.
Right?
It's
Yep.
crazy because everybody's talking about it. But yeah, I mean, other than playing that, Star Wars, some other random games. Been doing tile in the floor of the basement, so that's
Oh
always
my,
fun.
yeah, that's work.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so we
that's
just-
hard on the knees and the back. I know
And the
that.
back.
Yes, very much so. But we just actually finished the hallway today. We did the grout, and now we gotta wipe it off the rest of the way a couple
Yeah.
more times. But yeah, I mean, doing stuff in Star Wars, doing MFN, running operations or raids or whatever you want to call them, and
Yep.
that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
That
Oh,
and trying to stay warm too, because for some reason it's cold up here. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
must
we
be
just
nice.
we just got into the. Oh, yeah, I remember why the 6 months were basically on Tatooine. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Actually, no, it's been
literally
nice.
last week.
Last week's been nice.
Yeah, literally last week, we had 3 days where it was a red flag fire warning because it was going to be hot, less than 10% humidity, and high winds.
Windy.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's wonderful. But then all of a sudden
We
it
didn't
dropped.
have the heat, but yeah.
Yeah. Then it dropped to like 75 for a couple days, and we've been in the low 80s now. So it's like, oh, okay, I can live with
And
this.
morning hikes have actually been cold.
Yeah.
I wished it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
I think we got into the 70s
some of that
today.
80s.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll do a heat exchange program. We'll send you our heat. You send us our cold. There we go. We'll just level it out.
Even
Nice.
better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Stask, what have you been up to? And by the way, welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's great to be here. I've been doing a lot of SWTOR also. It's pretty much my only game right now. Doing a lot of that, a lot of PvP there, and the AIE activities. And IRL, my daughter's soccer season is in full swing. So 2-3 nights a week, I'm out on the pitch cheering for her. So
Good.
Awesome.
yeah,
It's always fun.
times.
All right. And McCullough, what have you been up to?
4'10". Thanks for asking. Okay, sorry. All right. So, I'm gonna let you cover the terror that was Wednesday night.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that was
howdy.
fun.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My friend Sean in our Monday night game actually did his first DMing stint, and it was real cute. He did a really good job at doing my players are saying this, so I'm just gonna kind of the kids on bike style, where if we would make suggestions, he would sometimes go, "Oh, that actually sounds interesting. I'm gonna throw that in there."
Right.
So it was a really good time. We ended up just being 2 people. It was a 3-person game, so perfect time for a new DM to flex their muscles. It was a little mini adventure where we're solving puzzles and going. There was a dwarven treasure stash that had been hidden beneath a fountain, and a doppelganger changeling. A changeling had taken over the mayor and was basically stealing from the town, and we were adventurers that had come back to our hometown and found this was going on, so had to stop them. So it was a lot of riddles, a lot of puzzles. It was really fun. He actually used ChatGPT to fill in a riddle for him. He knew the general idea that he wanted, but he's like, well, I'm not great at writing riddles, so he kind of plugged that in to create the riddle. So that's the good way to use ChatGPT in gaming. So that was fun. And then in our Star Wars campaign, really good time right now because I don't have to worry about being on center stage. So having a blast. We're doing yes.
The phrase "please reset the dice" was uttered though today.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We're pretty high level in it's the Fantasy Flight games Star Wars setting or game. So like we're pretty high level. That's not really levels, but like we have like probably 1,500 experience points. We're advanced characters, and for the first half of the game, we could not roll success on anything.
Oh, jeez.
And it wasn't like hard things. It wasn't like, because later we were battling this bounty hunter, and he was a top tier level bounty hunter. We're just, doing great against him. Same thing we're dealing with this crime boss, right? Oh, that is a nice holocron. But no, a little
that's
different.
the one Max created. Yeah,
I know, I love it. But yeah, no, like we couldn't get successes to save our lives the first part of the day. But we're doing like really kind of a cool plot. Our bounty hunter, her parents went missing like 8 years ago. She's Rhodian. Her uncle is actually currently running to be the Rhodian senator. To represent Rhodia. So we're tracking down clues on her parents going missing. So yeah, it's great. I'm kind of having fun not being center stage, kind of just being backup, like not having to make the decisions. And because my character has, been dealing a little bit with some dark sideness.
Being the leader of the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, right. Or being the clone of said Attack of the Clones. I'm like, no, I'm going to stun the guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use, going to try to use move to get stuff out of their hands or to confuse them. So it's been actually a lot of fun.
Is that the time frame you're doing though? Is during the Clone Wars?
No. No,
okay.
my character is a clone. She just discovered this because her mother was an Imperial scientist actually working on the Emperor's regeneration process. But no, we're actually 9 years BBY.
Gotcha.
So we're pretty much on parallel with Mando.
Nice.
I mean that's always good.
It is.
Cool.
Yep. So that's it. That I'm doing, and then a lot of work, and then prepping for con, which is in the beginning of June. So.
Yep. And Mew, what have you been up to?
Oh, all manner of things. Let's see. In the fleshy world, we were just at a kiddo birthday party at a place called Dart 'em Up, where Mrs. Mew was channeling her inner rebel. Although honestly, it's probably more of her inner Anakin because she was blasting a bunch of younglings.
Oh
no! So yeah, kid's birthday party. Dart 'em Up essentially is they have like these indoor kind of like laser tag, but with Nerf darts.
Right.
Oh my god, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
When you said darts, I thought maybe you meant lawn darts or something.
Oh my gosh, or
no. Yeah, just pin the kid up there and just throw a few darts. No, it's a Nerf Dart 'em Up, and it's actually it's a local place, but they did a pretty good job. Like they just have this nice little areas, one for the smaller kids and the kids at heart, and then the bigger kid area over there. And yeah, they're just watching big grin on her face, watching her run around blasting at people and dodging. There's just darts everywhere, and yeah. So that was our today. Let's see. Game-wise, I've definitely been sucked into a different galaxy far, far away called Honkai Rail, or Star Rail, I should say, which is a fun little turn-based game that by the makers of Genshin and Honkai Third Impact. But yeah, that one, their writers have improved. Like they've essentially learned from Genshin and just have gone to town with their writing. And also it's turn-based, so they can take a bit more time, and you can plot your stuff, what you're going to do. And some of the pop culture references are just spot on, and just they're able to meme it up like crazy. And you pretty much anything. Of course they've got Star Wars memes. Of course they've got Star Trek memes. Of course they had a Game of Thrones memes in there.
Oh,
and you're
fun.
just like, it's you can tell they're having, like, the writers were having fun with this stuff. So yeah, it's just it was. I went in not expecting. I thought it was going to be like another Genshin Impact, like just another action RPG. It's like, no, this is turn based. Like, huh, interesting. But it caught me. And it's one of those games where I can be playing WoW on the main screen and have Honkai over here just because it's turn-based. It doesn't need your immediate
Right.
twitchy attention.
Back to that.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it
It's
more
nice to
like
get-
XCOM?
Yeah, not quite XCOM. It's more like Final Fantasy, like old school Final Fantasy.
Oh,
where you
okay,
have your
got
four
it, yeah.
characters lined up, and you had theirs over there, and
Right.
yeah. So it's definitely leaning more on that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. The only thing is it's not really multiplayer. You can have friends, and you can borrow your friend's character that they put up. Like you can put your best character up to be borrowed by your friends.
Oh, nice.
But that's
Well,
but that's about the extent of it. Like so far, I've not seen any ability to see each other in game, which I guess you don't really need it because it's not there's no skill levels, there's no Twitch interaction. It's just take your time, explore, read the story. Like it's actually a lot of fun. And then playing a lot of WoW, my heroic team managed to get ahead of the curve just in time.
Oh, so you
Rats.
killed the tiny arms. All right.
Yes, tiny arms. Yes, I will get you with my storms. So yeah, and exploring the new area in the cavern, it's very interesting. It's very, and the funny thing is, it's very claustrophobic. Like
It
I
is.
feel like I'm gonna keep hitting the ceiling.
What
Because
do you
I'm
mean
so
feel
used to
like? I
having it.
keep hitting the ceiling.
Yeah, there is that.
poor boo.
But it's just I didn't think that would be a thing, but it's like I'm like kind of reflexively like crouching down because I'm used to being tall and hitting my head on everything. So it's just I feel like my dragon's just been going full speed, and here comes a stalagmite or tite or whichever one's on the ceiling,
Tite.
and I'm just gonna hit it and fall off. I'm waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's like others like I think Corley said, like it kind of grabbed us, and it's actually doing decently this time around. So we'll see. I think that's Final Fantasy 14 is kind of in this weird maintenance mode. They're
2 more weeks. I hope.
Yeah.
We're aiming for the 23rd for the patch. So
Yeah, we'll see. And I think they've been busy. They're about to launch 16. They just did a 2-week media tour.
Yep.
And they're working on the graphical update. So I think they're just super distracted. So they haven't been able to give us anything really to chew on other than the Moogle tombstones. So yeah, it's that's pretty much where the focus has been. But it's been a nice to jump into that Honkai story and just kind of relaxingly just go through stuff and explore. So
Nice.
but it's enough out of me.
Are they going to give your character a voice and when they do
The character is fully voiced in Honkai. That's the
No,
other
I
big
mean
thing.
oh really? But I'm talking about Final Fantasy.
Oh no, that
14.
you're still going to be the silent protagonist and lots of nodding. That's lots of strongest neck muscles in the galaxy. But yeah, that was another thing. Is Genshin did the same thing where they have a silent protagonist, but Honkai fully voiced protagonist and like even will talk to themselves. So it's again just total surprises from all that stuff. You're used to Final Fantasy 14 and Genshin where you're the silent one that just nods.
Yep.
Nod. It's like nope. The first time the character talked, you're like, whoa, what's that? What's going on? You're talking? Is this supposed to happen?
Yeah.
But
Throws you off. That wasn't the voice in my
Yeah.
head. Anyway.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's probably enough out of me.
Cool.
What have you been up to, Tet?
So we had a patch in WoW, 10.1 dropped, as Mew said, and so it's funny, like the story that dropped is about maybe half an hour worth of content if you played it straight through. Just because of everything that's been going on in real life and all that, it took me like 3 days to get through it because I'd play a bit and then
Still not done.
set it aside, and then wait, there's a side quest over here. Let me go see what that is. Go do that, and then come back to the main story. So, yeah,
As soon as I opened up the main city, yeah, same thing. Just running around and getting distracted by everything.
Exactly. So doing that in real life, much like Corley, I've been doing a home remodel. So we're switching with a roommate having moved out. Our daughter, we have 2 bedrooms side by side upstairs, and our daughter switching rooms. So I spent the better part of past couple of weeks. I got the room painted. We found out when our roommate moved out, we forgot to put baseboards in that room. We put the flooring in, but
Oops.
because she had a bunch of stuff in there, we never put the baseboards in. So oops. Thankfully, when we did have all the baseboards put in everywhere else, we had a bunch left over that are stained and ready to go. So all I have to do is cut them properly and, nail them in. So I was doing that yesterday, as well as I'd left one section of the floor short, so the baseboard didn't cover the gap between the floor and the wall. So I had to pull out
That's
a row.
the worst, isn't it?
Well, I had to pull. Thankfully, it was like 6 pieces of hardwood flooring, so I just pulled those out, recut new pieces because again we had a bunch left over, and slapped them in place with glue and got it all set up. So it's set. And then yesterday and today, it was finding furniture that she wanted to go in there because new bed. We have a chest of drawers for my mom, but then she needs a new desk and bookcase and nightstand. So we found a nice set. And then it was like, okay, can we make all this fit? That was the thing. Like, if we put the bed against this wall, that dictates the nightstand goes here, which means the bookcase goes here, chest of drawer, And so it was a lot of playing it out. And I finally found a layout that works so we got that all nailed down and all the stuff's ordered. So the new beds are coming, new mattresses are coming, the 3 pieces of furniture are coming. So that'll be next week, and the week after is putting all that together and hopefully have everything done before Con, because we have a friend that's coming over from the Netherlands. Sebastian is going to stay with us for 2 weeks, come to Phoenix Comic-Con and visit people and stuff like that. So we have to have all this done by May 30th. So we're on track.
That con has some crazy stuff coming. I've seen all the guests that come.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they are definitely post-pandemic. They're just like everyone showing up.
Well, and they better for the prices they're charging because the price went way up. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, they had to make up for all the free tickets they had to give out because of all the canceled cons.
Yeah, exactly.
You're paying for 3 years worth.
Well, even the vendor fees.
Yeah, my table went way up.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you're right. The actors and actresses and authors they're getting in. We're getting Jeremy Renner. We're getting Katie Sackhoff. We're getting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Big names.
Yeah. Big name. Shatner comes because he always comes.
So that's in June, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, June 2nd through the 4th.
Yep.
See, that's not going to work. So
Basically, my birthday party
father-in-law,
time.
my father-in-law lives in Phoenix, right outside of Phoenix, but my wife will never go to Arizona in June.
I
No.
don't blame her.
No. And the only reason they do it that weekend or around that is because it's the convention center. And again, who wants to come to Phoenix when it's hot as a business?
Oh, yeah.
But
And it's usually Memorial Day weekend too, so that's
Yeah, this time they did it the weekend afterwards.
Yeah,
Did they?
just for
Okay.
scheduling reasons, whatever.
okay.
But yeah. So that's what I've been up to.
Surprising
But
that Jeremy Renner's going to be there.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Is
wow.
he gonna be at a? Is he going to be
all
at
of his
Yeah.
little glory.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, that's awesome. So hopefully he's healed enough and all that to make the appearances and stuff. But all right. Well, we will be digging into SOTOR shortly, but first, let's cover
About Stensk.
this week's news.
Did we do stunts?
AIE News.
Yes. Corley, Stask, McCullough, you, me.
Ah, okay.
All right. Mew, what is going on in Mandatory Fun Nights?
Yes, Mew to the notes. Mandatory fun nights, where the fun is mandatory, but the attendance is not. Of course, looks like there might have been a change to the schedule at STO, or is that old news? Because I don't see. Oh, there it is. It's on Monday.
Yes, it's in there. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so Sunday just happened at 2 p.m. Eastern was WoW Classic. They've been busy with Ulduar and a little bit of Nax Ramas to get ready for Ulduar. Monday, tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we have Guild Wars 2. And a little bit after that, STO has moved to 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. last couple of weeks. So bears repeating. Yep. STO. And then on Tuesday, SWOTOR will be busy at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to skip Wednesday and Thursday.
There's nights off now.
Yes.
Yeah, nights off. You can take a break.
That's impressive.
Board game night is still happening on
There you go.
Thursdays.
Yes.
Every
Like
one-
okay.
You're right.
First
We should
Thursday
mention
of
that.
every month.
I'll add that in.
Yeah.
Board game. Oh, board. Oh, we both typed it at the same time.
That's fine. I got
I
it.
was like, let me get to the notes and add that too. I read it.
So Thursdays, board game nights on the first. You said the first Thursdays?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be more than that.
So yeah, look on Discord for that. Then we'll tell you in there. And then of course Fridays, so we start the night with ESO at 9 p.m. Eastern, where they jump off cliffs and delve into dungeons. Then also at 9 p.m. Eastern, competing with ESO is the Final Fantasy XIV Magical Misc Tour, which we'll talk about later. I think they're doing Ouroboros, so that should be fun. Then Saturday, Lord of the Rings Online is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Also on Saturday, Final Fantasy XIV Map Night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And also on Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern is Noob Raid in WoW.
Awesome. And I forgot a signing one for this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this part. Nomads, New World, excuse me. Spring event is going on, so log in now to get some prezzies and stuff. And in World of Warcraft retail news, so far the cross-faction guild implementation, words are hard, seems to be very popular, especially with Horde members joining the Alliance side. The new zone is exciting and interesting, and I'm hearing the side quests are fun. We're all looking forward to Season 2 officially kicking off coming Tuesday, which will bring the opening of the new raid on all difficulties, including the first ring of LFR, as well as new Mythic Plus dungeons, the new upgrade system, although seemingly convoluted, it's actually pretty neat and fun to experiment with. Dark Moon Fair begins Sunday with profession quests and rep XP buffs if you ride the roller coaster or carousel. Just in time for the new zones. Also, it is easy to do, unlike the neat and fun convoluted things. By the way, real quick with Nomads news, they'll be in Diablo for the server stress test weekends in 2 weeks in time for the next AIE podcast. So, check in if you need help getting the WB kills for the horse trophy. Thank you very much, Max, for that late breaking news. And then in WoW Classic news, as we alluded to, Trials of the Crusader, next short raid. Oh, we did not allude to this. Never mind. Is on the PTR, and normal dungeon modes will soon drop Old War 10 loot tokens and tokens for hard mode Old War 10 with A++ mod named Beta. And our raid team has filled the 2 open slots with a new mage and paladin. Congrats! Thanks for joining the team, guys. They raid Nax tonight, and we'll gear the new 80s up, and we'll be heading back into Ulduar next week.
All right. And in ESO news, they've been working on trials again and having a lot of fun doing, though usually they do have less than 12 people.
Challenge mode.
Yeah, exactly. Upcoming things that they've got planned are more trials, and another TOT tournament is in the sign-up stages. So if you're interested in playing the in-game card game for in-game currency, lots of gold. I think the top prize is like 2.5 million gold in-game, or that may be the total prize pool, but regardless, it's a lot of gold. And then the next chapter, Necrom, will be out June 5th for PC and Mac, and June 20th for consoles. It's so nice of them to launch the expansion right after Comic-Con.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Exactly. So
works out. In Final Fantasy XIV news, as a reminder, of course, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on May 24th. The coming Friday is Stormblood Extreme Mount Firing. There's also a poster in the show notes below talking about the Ouroboros Monastery. They want to help everyone get that done for those that need help doing so, because that is required to open up the Bostra Southern Front if you want to do the Shadowsbringers Relic quests, which are definitely a better version of the Eureka stuff. Game activity is mostly in maintenance mode, with Moogle tome collecting being the main focus until the next patch, which is hopefully in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. Please hold while I get to the correct part of the show notes. All right.
Scroll past the splash page.
Yes. All right. And an STO news. Both fleets have made some big progress with fleet holdings. Fed Fleet has completed the Colony Tier 5 upgrade, unlocking one of the better science ships in the game. The KDF Fleet has completed the dilithium mine, allowing for the best dilithium discounts for players and other fleet projects. And who doesn't love a good discount? STO is releasing new content starting on Tuesday, May 9th. They're starting with a month-long event to feature some of the new content. The new story arc is called Unraveled, and we'll be dealing with the multiverse and the Theolians? Theolian, thank you. The event features new content and will reward new Theolian themed space sets, and as such adds more options to the Tetryan energy weapons for your ships. Fun night, as we mentioned previously, is Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Come join while they set their phasers to fun and take on the enemies of the galaxy. Fleet Action Report, by the way, records on Thursdays at 10 p.m. They're delving into the new content and the new event.
And in Lord of the Rings Online news, it has been a busy week with the release of Update 35.1.2. So that's a new raid. Really, this is what we're doing, Tolkien.
Good luck with that.
Gwathrenost, the Witch's King Citadel, and Avatar appearance updates related, but out of game. The Lord of the Rings forums have been updated for the first time in years. Ooh. But his favorite so far is the look ahead by lead systems designer Orion, with news of the rumored Umbar expansion, a new level cap, and a new class due in fourth quarter. For folks with mithril coins, consider the Homesteads and Harvest coffers now through May 14th. It's a themed set of housing decor items in 3 tiers of cost and detail. And with that was quick news. Let's get back to a galaxy far, far away and talk to Corley and Stask and find out what is going on in the Old Republic.
All right, well, we talked about MFNs and stuff earlier, so we do, for AIE in SWTOR at least, we got MFN at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what all those weird times are.
I know. Max time. We've got to put max time.
Actually, you guys are on Pacific time now because you don't do.
Yeah, because we don't move.
Confusing.
Yeah.
We just sit here. And go, nope.
Arizona time.
Yeah, and then we have to change what time we log into games and.
Yeah, that would be not. But we do a variety of things for MFN. We don't just do operations. We try to. A lot of times we do the conquest stuff. Galactic Conquest stuff to get people points for that. We do the rampages where we run around on planets. We do world bosses. Although I don't know what the reward for the world boss quest is going to be now, because right now if you kill 4 world bosses, you get 50 DRMs or daily resource matrices, which are going away in the next patch. So maybe we'll get probably get conquest tokens. And we alternate that every week. We go Republic and Empire. I think this coming week is going to be Republic, because we did Imperial this time, or Sith. We did some of the harder Datacrons recently. We did the Rishi one, which has a whole lot of things you have to do. You have to kill these Graphits, which are big, guinea pig looking things, and you get some data off of them. And then you go click a skull, you get some buff, and then you got to get stinky with something else. So that these tentacles that pop up out of the water don't kill you, but they break the rock. So, and there's 5 Datacrons there, which give you all stat buffs, might and stamina, or I think it's endurance. But I don't even know what the stats in the game that I play all the time are. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and this week Corley was nice enough to do all the hard work for everybody,
Yeah.
so we could just
Awesome.
so we could just swoop in and get the fun part. But
Yeah, because you have to go kill those Groffets. Well, they're rare spawns, and you have to like. Normally, there's just one that spawns in. There's 3 that spawn in different areas, and you go kill the one that's there, and it has a chance of spawning the one that you need.
Oh,
So
Lord.
that.
I
Yeah,
love
I got
RNG
the
on top
first
of
2.
RNG.
Yeah. So I got the first 2. Well, you as soon as you get it, you get the thing. It's a guaranteed drop when you do get the right Groffet.
Right.
But the first 2 I got real quick, and then it took me like 2 or 3 more days to get the other one. But that was only being there for like 20, 30 minutes at a time. I
Oh, it's
wasn't
not
gonna,
bad.
yeah. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, and like everybody's welcome to come. Even free to play people preferred. We do some things like when we do an operation that does require when an operation is a raid that does require a subscription to do the operation.
Right.
But usually we try to do that either first thing. If we have people who are going to show up, who want to do stuff with us, we'll try to get the operation out of the way first, and then the rest of the night is doing stuff for everybody.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, we got operations teams. Normally people are looking for subs. Like I think they're looking for a couple tonight. That should be starting actually here right now. So if anybody's listening and wants to run an operation, there might be some that are needed on the Sith side. So, but yeah, so we run those, and I'll let Stas talk about the stuff that he runs. Him and Machete run, which I don't know. Have you guys talked about new officers lately? Because Stask is one of the new officers.
No,
he was doing all this stuff. Yeah,
We mentioned it last podcast, but
Yep.
since he's here, congratulations.
Yeah.
Stask
Yes,
is
and
one
we're
of our new
sorry.
officers. Yep, and
thank
as
you.
well as
Accept
Machete.
your
So.
condolences.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we brought Machete in mainly because Stask and Machete were running this stuff for PvP and a couple other things. So go ahead, Stask.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've been trying to balance the PvP section of SWTOR for a while. They've been making some pretty big changes, and then recently it's been some smaller tweaks and adjustments. And they made one change to how the medals are rewarded in one of the war zones with the last update. I can't remember which one that was, and it looks like that's
7.2?
worked. Was it 7.2 or one of the 7.2.1 or?
Yeah, it might have been 7.2.1. I don't remember. Yep.
That worked enough or well enough for them that I think they're expanding it to some of the other maps and going to do it that way. So like Hutball, the medals are going to be rewarded more frequently, it sounds like, because when the team scores, historically it's been just the person that actually crosses the end zone with the ball gets a medal for that.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's awful if you're
Yeah,
not the
absolutely.
person scoring. But now I think if one person scores, then the whole team gets a medal now.
That makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
way more sense.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative game.
Right,
Yeah.
because there's so many things. I don't know how many people have played the Hutball, but just like anything else, it's not just the person that actually gets the point. It's a team
Yeah.
effort a lot of
Oh,
times.
sure.
Like, whether it be pulls or pushes or what have you.
It's like you'd start fighting over the ball so you can get the medal. Then that's not a good way to play.
Absolutely not.
Sounds like Children's Week in the
Yeah, oh my god. I know.
trying to get the orphan and the flag. Yeah.
Thank
No.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
again. Thank you again, darling.
You're
For
welcome.
that. It may have saved a lot of people.
Oh, there are a lot of people like they changed. By the way, they changed that in Classic as well, so they removed that requirement from the long
That's
strange trip.
good.
Oh, to run around in PvP with an orphan? Is that what you're talking
Yep,
about?
exactly. They finally took that requirement out.
Oh my god.
Here, orphan, look at all this war. Isn't this great?
Exactly, I know.
These people that are trying.
After
the
throwing my
weirdest
mouse
thing.
across the room so many times, Tet just took it and did it
Yeah.
for me. Anyway, sorry.
You gotta start them young, expose
Yeah.
them early so they get used to it.
Well, I mean,
guess.
they
I
were
don't know.
already war orphans, so it's
Yeah,
I know.
I'm used to
So
it.
they knew. They knew.
yeah,
Yeah.
they already knew.
They've experienced it, yeah. But
Yeah.
you and Machete are running the PvP stuff on Wednesday, right? And then GSF on Fridays.
Wednesday nights we typically do ground PvP. We start around 7-ish Central, which is the only time Stask recognizes. So, and we
Max.
we'll do arenas. Yeah, it really is best. That's why it's in the middle. We usually do arenas or war zones depending on what the week's Battle Pass Galactic Seasons objectives are. If there's something we can do to help people get the points for Galactic Seasons, we'll do that instead of just ground or no reason. And then Fridays typically Machete's kind of 1A for the GSF, and I'm 1B. We do that Fridays usually around 7 Central or 8, depending on Friday night activities. So if you like competition, come out and join us. Hop in our Discord and say something. We'll grab you.
Yeah, the GSF. I you know what? I haven't been on Wednesdays, but the GSF can get a little bit spicy, which is why we have the House of Pain channel for voice.
A little spicy. Yeah.
Yeah, when you start getting primaried by somebody on the other team in GSF, which is Galactic Starfighter, which is it's PvP with spaceships.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of PvP that I'll do. So
Right.
because I don't
So
need,
far.
no. But along that lines, along the PvP, so the PvP season is currently PvP season 2 is running right now, and you got 43 days left to do all that. The armor set for that looks cool. It looks kind of like samurai themed. It looks really cool, but not cool enough for me to do the PvP.
So they're just going all the way in. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're inspired by samurais.
Yeah. And then the other thing that Stas was talking about, the Galactic Seasons. Galactic Season 4 is going on. You got 99 days left to do that. So anybody who came in now, if they were a subscriber, well, you know what? You don't even have to be a subscriber. You just get more rewards if you're a subscriber for that. But you can still do it. You can definitely complete it in, I think, should be fairly easy to complete it in 99 days. And if you don't, you can always buy it out with cartel coins. And even I think some credits, right? Don't they allow you to buy some of it out with credits, Stas?
Yes,
Or is that,
up to I believe it's up to level 16. You can't buy your way through the whole thing. Which
not
I
the
think
whole
is,
thing, yeah.
I think is pretty fair.
Yeah, but we try to focus on some of that stuff also when we do MFN on Tuesdays. But this last Friday, we did some of the stuff for that where it was to go into the newest raid and kill 2 bosses, and we grabbed a couple people because we couldn't do it on Thursday for our normal Thursday raid group because we had a bunch of people who were out. So we said, all right, we'll try to get it together on Friday, and we stole some of the people from the GSF group, and we killed the first 2 bosses in there. So that was 12 points for the whole Galactic Season thing. So that was nice. Yeah. And so along with the PvP changes that they made in the last patch was 7.2.1, upgraded the Star Wars client to 64-bit. So up until now, it was always running in 32-bit. And to me, I think that's great. It seems to run smoother. My machine's not the newest. It's not like a potato, but there haven't been a lot of problems. Have you noticed any problems? People complaining about problems, Stas? Because I haven't noticed anybody really. I mean, there was a couple here and there, but it seems like with Star Wars, with SWTOR, every time they release a patch, something happens in Eternity Vault, where you can't see the stupid
German
floors.
server.
Yeah, but it's great because it also means that the game's not going anywhere. I mean, they're going to keep updating it. Why would you spend the money to update the client? if it's going to get shut down in another
Absolutely.
year or something like that. So
Right.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
fine.
And
the
the same
investments
thing
they're
with,
making now is
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and the stuff coming is only going to draw more attention to the game anyway, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they did just release an armor set that looks a lot more like the Mandalorian armor set than
Nice.
Jaren's armor set. You can get one of the little prams, the little floating pods. It doesn't open up, so there's nothing. You can't see if anything's in it, but you can't
So
see
we know
the
what's
baby.
in there. We know what is in there. Like,
But yeah, so they're trying to tie it in. We just recently actually got a pet, another BD1 looking pet from Jedi Survivor, because we got one when it came out, when the original one, Fallen Order, came out. So we got another pet that looks like that. That was free, and that's available until the 18th of May. So if you log in now, between now and the 18th, you'll get that pet. You'll also get the May the 4th droid pet, which it's square and it floats around. It's got a little thing that comes out, and I think it's got an arm that comes out too. So you get that pet. It's also double XP, so if you're not max level, or if you like the PvP, you get double valor. And until the 18th again is 50% off of anything that you for cartel market unlock or collection unlocks, actually is what it is. It's 50% off of that. So if you have gear or have collection stuff unlocked on one character, you can pay to unlock it for your whole legacy on that server. Which, there's in the chat that's the pet you get for the Jedi Survivor, and it's real nice unlocking that stuff, because then you don't have to worry about it. You can have you can put it on all your characters if you want. Now the pets you don't; they come in the mail, so that'll just add to the 100 emails you get when you make a new character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But the struggle is real, so I guess
It is. Yeah.
yeah. So this last week on, was it Wednesday? We had a live stream from the devs.
Yep.
Talking about update 7.3 that's coming. We don't know when. Some people think it's going to be June, July. I would probably bet it's going to be closer to July.
What did Cena say?
Yeah, you know what?
Usually she's spot on. So
yeah, I didn't listen to the last podcast just yet, so I got to listen to that still. But
yeah.
So it's I mean, I was surprised that we had a patch coming out this soon after the last one.
Yeah, they're starting to get
last
the
update, which is nice.
cadence rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and the PTS is up, as Max said, and I got it in notes too. The PTS just came up Friday, I believe. It's up, and you can test the new area, the new flashpoint. So the new story coming out, it's called Old Wounds. It's going to be on Voss. I don't know what we're going to do there, because the last time we were beating up Mandalorians, now we're going to Voss. So
I know.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. New Flashpoint, which is our version of a dungeon. And it's called Shrine of Silence. And they got supposedly new boss mechanics in there, and they're like upping, now that we're 64-bit, they're upping the level of basically what I guess they can do. There's better telegraphs and what's going on and stuff, so that should be nice.
Oh, good.
And I believe, Stas, you put this in the notes, is that it's not required for the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They said this one's going to be a one-off. It's going to be tied into the story, but not necessary for progression through the story, which I am extremely happy about, because I haven't kept up on a lot of the story on a lot of my characters, and most of the reason is because there's a run in there where you have to do like 3 or 4 flashpoints in a row, and I just find flashpoints incredibly dull and monotonous to do solo.
Yeah.
So I typically just leave those sit for a long time.
I wonder.
the last few stories that we've had released, you've had to do one like
A
Objective
solo
Meridian where you
flashpoint.
had
Yep.
you have to do solo. Then you had the not Ruins of Null. Yeah, was it
Yep.
Ruin? I don't know.
Anathema and
Yeah, where you the last one where you had to fight, Malgus.
Yeah.
So
secrets.
Fall through the world
Yeah.
and fight Malgus and fall
Sweet.
through the world and fight Malgus. and
never had a problem with that.
Oh.
Never once had a problem with that flashpoint.
Yeah.
So
all
I
my
guess I'm one of
characters.
the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're doing that because I know one thing, Max has been asking for, a lot of people have been asking for is like a boost to get caught up on the story. And they're like, okay, we'll boost you to the beginning of 7, but that's, you got 7, 7-1, 7-2. That's
I don't even think it's
No, they boost you to 6.
I think it's 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
it's
5
you
flashpoints you got to go through.
Yeah. So you get boosted up past Knights of the Eternal Throne and Knights of the Fallen Empire, or I guess it's the other way around. But
right up to Onslaught, I think.
Yeah, it's Onslaught, which is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when you got to go to Onderon and Osis, I think.
Odessa.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or
Odessa.
Mandel.
One of those
on the old planets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's right. I'm wondering if they're just taking the requirement out because for some reason when they do the boost with flashpoints in the path that marking them done or
maybe.
something, has some weird tech effects. So
Yeah. But see, but if you don't do the flashpoints, then you can't go to Objective Meridian and meet Theron. And if you have the other Theron with you, he's like, "Oh, you spell it that way."
Right,
So,
I know. Yeah, that's always great.
that was the best part in that whole
That's
flash.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and there's PvP changes, which Stask already talked about, coming in that patch. They're just again continuing their PvP stuff. Max is happy. Narshadam Nightlife is coming back sometime in July, I believe. I tried to find the date, but I couldn't find it right offhand. But that's coming, and I'm sure they'll announce it. But there's new rewards, and if the rewards that they posted the pictures of, they posted rewards of 2 new weapons. They look cool, and I hope they have the level of detail that they have in the pictures that they were showing, because it didn't look like concept art. So
Oh,
they
nice.
look good. Yeah, they look pretty good. So I'm hoping, that those come out. And they're trying to fix the inflation. We got inflation in the real world. Well, we got inflation in Star Wars: The Old Republic. They're trying to fix that. There were some people who weren't happy with the last update. Also did, it added in charter costs for traveling from your stronghold, which weren't there before. Yeah, but I mean it's not a lot. I mean, even if, and I believe it scales with level.
It does.
So it's like 120 credits at level 80.
Yeah.
So,
They're
That
just
sounds
trying to
reasonable.
start out by nickel and diming you to
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Always
that's
start
what it is.
small.
Did they implement the changes to repairing
Yeah.
and item duration? I think they did that also.
I think that's coming in 7.3.
Yeah, I think it is coming, because they're changing that so you lose less duration, but it costs more to fix it. So that's another
Depending on the
credit
higher
sink they're
item
throwing
level.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tied that
Which
to
is-
your rating also.
Yeah.
So
Something else that
Max's
they're trying to
strategy
do
of just
for that.
not wearing gear will work out perfectly.
Right?
Well, I mean that works for Max, but I don't know if it works for everybody else. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they're also they're updating the GTN, which is our version of the Auction House Global Trade Network. I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna do with this, because right now there's a limit of how expensive something you can put on there is. It's like 1 billion credits or something like that, or 4 billion credits. I don't know. It's crazy. Which again goes into the inflation. So if you're trying to post something that's more of that, higher than that price, I mean, there's something going on. But they're trying to fix it. Hopefully they're gonna make it function better, because it's a pain in the butt.
Right.
to find stuff on there. Like if you search for a black die, just it for some reason it doesn't. This is my experience at least. Like it'll show you everything that has black dye in it. So
Right.
you have red black dyes, you have yellow black dyes. You just want a black dye, and you can't find it.
No.
So, and they're also going to scale the taxes for the GTN, I guess maybe on what the price is or the rarity of the item. Because you can sell cartel market items on her, which is the the cash shop for Star Wars.
Right.
And some of those, and they have different quality levels: bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum. So maybe they might change the, like, you don't get charged as much tax on a bronze item that you're trying, that
Right.
armor set. Then, so we'll see. And then they're gonna change how the currencies for getting gear. What you need for the currencies to get gear.
Thank God.
Which is nice because,
Ugh.
when the game when the 7.0 first came out, you were constantly needing DRMs, daily
Yep.
resource matrices.
Mhm.
Always, that's what you needed to do everything.
Yep.
Now everybody's capped on those.
Mm-hmm.
At least not everybody. I can't say everybody. Sorry, a lot of people are
If
capped.
if
on
you
them,
play the game,
myself.
you're capped on them.
Yeah. So they're used, and you don't even use them for anything anymore. Really, I mean, once you get 336, which is the highest level item level gear you can get, they're useless.
Yeah.
So they're dumping those, which is
Good.
nice. But you're not losing what you have. So like most of us have, like I said, we're capped. It's a 1-for-1 to conquest commendations conversion. Yeah, hold on a second here.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to cough. I didn't want
worries.
to cough in your ear. So yeah, it's a 1-for-1 conversion. That's nice. You're not losing really anything. You're gonna be able to get more per week, but because right now there's 2 caps for each currency. There's a weekly cap, and then there's an overall total cap. And right now they're the same, which is okay, I guess, unless you're trying to upgrade your gear real fast and trying to
Right.
like do a bunch of stuff so you can get
Right.
it. So they're gonna up the daily or the weekly cap to be higher than the total cap, which means because it resets every Tuesday, so you'll be as long as you don't go over the total cap, you can still get more and more gear or more and more stuff, which is good because that's but I mean people still use those. I've never done so you got your flashpoint currency, you got your operations currency, and then you got your conquest currency and your PvP currency.
Mhm.
But a lot of people don't even do that anymore because they added in Hide and Zeke, which are 2 Rhodians that you can do a quest for.
Uh-huh.
You destroy a piece of gear that's the item level that you want, you do one of their quests, and you can buy armorines, modifications, and enhancements to do the old adaptive gear that we used to have, where you had the 3 slots to put the pieces in. And so really that's probably the biggest reason people are capped on those currencies,
Yeah.
is because you don't need it. Once you get that one piece so you can do it with the blue level, the blue items, which are prototype, and purple, which, help me, Stask, what is the purple? I don't even remember now.
Artifacts.
Yeah, it's artifact, yes. So you can do it with those 2 colors of gear, those 2 rarities of gear, and that's what you get. Although the artifact gear, you can only unlock purple enhancements,
Mhm.
which is it's really how you tweak your gear. That gives you the tertiary stats and stuff like that. So I wish they would just go back to the old adaptive gear, or not adaptive gear, but the putting in your mods, armorings, and enhancements, because it's just,
I like that way. That was
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was, because it's different than any other game.
Yeah.
So now we've kind
Yeah.
of gone back to when the game originally came out, that was like the special thing, and it wasn't the be all end all. I mean, because you could still get gear. Then they went just strictly to that,
Right.
and then we went back again, and now we're so yeah.
I don't know. It felt more Star Warsy to me to be able to change the parts of your weapons, your armor. It felt more like it was a better fit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and it was it's nice. So, and you could also craft them, you know. So instead of crafting a piece of gear, you could craft the mods and enhancements. Yeah. But I think the original reason they had that, it was so that you could move those things into a piece of gear so you could look the way you wanted to look.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Now, you know, and then they released the outfitter, and then you can look however you want and have, you know, you could look like your clown suit, like from Burning Crusade underneath your cool looking outfit, you know.
Right,
exactly.
So
or have no gear on and still look cool, you know.
That's the dangerous part. That's the dangerous part.
Yep.
We have all experienced that once or more.
Yeah, and like Max says, it was just too complicated for new casual players. Like, I got fed up. Honestly, it's one of the reasons I stepped back. Because I had gotten until the last story patch, I'd gotten all 8 classes diligently, you know, kept them up with the story and stuff like that. But then gearing them up, it was like, okay, get one character to cap. And then once you have them capped, then they're the ones opening boxes and sending the gear to the other characters. And it's like, just give me shells and let me obtain the pieces I want to plug in and be done with it.
But then again, to be honest with you, unless you're running operations, the highest level stuff, you don't even need that. You can wear that, you know. I mean, you can run, and some of us are running raids in green conquest gear, which is the easiest kind of gear you can get.
Yeah.
You know, and actually that's something else that I don't know if it was 7.2 or 7.2.1, you can now buy the gear that you want instead of trying to get it as a drop from either a flashpoint or a raid.
Right.
You can buy it with the currency now and then upgrade it. Now it obviously costs a lot of the currency.
Yeah.
But so you can buy, like, if you want to do that hide and seek quest to get the prototype, you know, 336. You could go to one of the vendors, whether it's, you know, the Flashpoint. Well, it has to be the Flashpoint or the Raid one because Conquest gear doesn't go up, is only green.
Yeah.
Well, it's only green. It goes up to 336 now.
But it's a green, not a blue or purple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a green. Which, again,
see?
Some of the other changes they made. Yeah. No, some of the other changes they made. So running R4, the newest operation and the hardest operation, which on the Thursday night, we still haven't beat the last boss. And partially that's because, you know, we were upgrading gear, and we've also had people not be able to come because real life happens.
Right.
But really running that operation is only to say that we finished it, because that gear only goes up to like 332.
Yeah.
Which is even the highest level gear anymore. To get higher level gear, you got to run nightmare mode. And I don't even want to think about that right now.
As the name implies.
Or not nightmare. It's not nightmare.
Master mode.
It's vet mode.
Or vet mode.
Vet
there you go.
Yeah. And master mode would be, but there is no master mode, I don't think, is
no NIM R4 yet.
Yeah.
It was asked for. It was asked for a couple of times, wasn't it, though?
I know they brought up something about with some of the, you were speaking earlier of some of the new mechanics and stuff. They had something like, if you're running master mode, there may be a section where the lowest health person is going to be in more danger, so the healers are going to have to be on top of their game. And I was like, oh, Seema's just going to love this mechanic. So, yeah.
Well, as long as it's not a Rancor and as long as it's not trash, I think Seema will be okay with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, I'm excited that they're changing this stuff. You know, I mean, that's the only constant you're going to have in these games is it's going to change. So
yeah. Well, even WoW, they start out with a new system in 10, and then realized in 10.05 and 10.07, as they opened up new areas, it was just getting more and more complicated. There were like nine currencies you needed to deal
like you
with
need these
gear.
things to get to this point, but to get
Right.
to rank 3, you need to move over to this currency,
Yeah.
get it over to rank 5. Once you get to 5, you need this other currency here,
Yeah.
and then you have to go over here and craft this thing here to add this over here, and yeah, it was just
Yeah.
it
So
was
they
getting
just
really
said,
really old quick.
yeah, so they just nuked it from orbit and said, okay, it's 2 currencies from now on. All you need is the token for the, whatever the gear is, and then a bunch of this other currency, which isn't in your bag, thank goodness. It just goes into your currency tab. And that's it. And literally, so if you're in 10.1 and you're confused about the upgrade process, go through the little tutorial that they actually walk you through as part of the story. Go over to the vendor, and the vendor's like, I need X amount of this currency and 1 of these. You're good to go.
Yeah. And
Right.
and that's what's happening with the changes they're making to in SWTOR to the currency. You only need, if you want to buy Flashpoint gear or upgrade your Flashpoint gear, you need the Flashpoint, the FP1s. You need some credits, and then you need a piece of gear. If you're upgrading, you need a piece of gear that you're upgrading. So that's basically what they've done. Yeah, you have multiple currencies because now you have operations currencies, and you have the
But it's specific
operations
to what you're
Flashpoint.
doing. Yeah.
But it's specific to the stuff that you're doing. So if you have a lot of Flashpoint, and you can mix and match because there's no sets anymore.
Right.
There's no set bonuses. That comes now in your the implants, which that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But, it's not hard. You just got to play the game. You get the quest, you play the game, do stuff, and then you get the whatever the 100 participation points you need to unlock the vendor. And that's actually kind of annoying because I just realized I went there to go buy implants for my Sork, and I was on my Merc, and it's like, you can't buy those because you're not a Sork. I'm like, you jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they're bound on Legacy, I can't buy them. I'm like,
Right.
"Ugh."
I one for the other.
But,
Should ask for their manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know who I am?
Exactly.
Yeah, I am the Outlander. Give me. Yeah. So I'm the commander.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So there's a lot of stuff coming. They did get new people. There's a lot of new people running the game now. I don't.
At least that they're putting out publicly. Because a lot of these people.
But
go ahead.
I don't think. Some of these people have probably worked on it probably since maybe 6.0.
Yeah.
But Charles is gone, and what's his name? Eric took over
Musco.
for Charles.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not disparaging anybody or talking bad about anybody, but now that Eric is in charge, who people think are, some people are like, oh, he's because he was community manager. Stuff is coming out more often than we have in the past. So
yeah.
I don't know if he's driving that. I think what is it? What's I forget who the overall director is.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on the Keith. I haven't seen him on the
Keith.
past couple of ones.
He might have moved. Yeah, he might not be involved. He was on the stream before. I think he was on it, but so I think he's still kind of overall in charge, but he's letting them run it.
Yeah.
And the new the new people who are running encounters and stuff like that. Some of the stuff it is definitely more interesting than it was. So
yeah. And like you said, they're putting out more content faster.
It seems like they are.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's partially also because of the 64-bit client, it's a little bit better to program for. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, and also this is also COVID recovery. They've probably now fully recovered, and because a lot of their
Back
stuff
in
is
the
done
office.
in studio. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good things I think coming up for this game. I really want to know what's going to happen with the Mandalorians with Head of Cole and stuff that we had in the last update. But yeah, we'll see. Is there anything you're looking forward to, Stas? Is there? I'm sitting here babbling. So.
No, I would say the obvious hood toggle. I didn't hear that mentioned on the stream.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
talking about stuff that might actually happen.
64-bit client, you would think Hood Toggle would be a slam dunk, but
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm hoping at some point they can do cross-server queues. 'Cause some of the PvP, the brackets are really large, so you get quite a bit of disparity from the bottom end of the bracket to the top. And I think if we had cross-server queues across the 5 and hopefully soon 6 servers, that would drive the population up a little bit more.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're bringing on the Amazon Web Services. They're starting to.
Yeah, the last test that they did, the last PTS, quote unquote PTS they did, was testing running the server in Amazon Web Services, and it was in Australia. Australia,
Oceania,
Pacific,
yeah,
Oceania. That's it. Server, and that was. I mean, we all tested it because you could get on there and get. Although most of us probably already had it from doing the events before, but you could get a mount for going on and testing it.
Mm-hmm.
So most people did, and the ping I had wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It was I think maybe 100, whereas right now, like Zen, who is in Australia, he usually has a ping of like 200 or 300.
Yeah.
Playing on our server. So yeah, they're moving it in a direction to keep it running for a while.
Yeah.
So
you wouldn't do
hopefully-
Amazon Web Services if you're not planning for the game to be there for at least the next few years. Why do the investment?
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it could also save them a lot of money because now if it's running in Amazon Web Services, now they're not paying the electricity to run the data center.
Right.
They're not paying. They're not paying to
they
replace
can-
hardware.
They can
So-
spike up and spike down depending on load.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be. And my fingers crossed that we're going to see some good stuff, but you never know. It might go the opposite direction, and they say, "Oh yeah, we're," because they can't afford the license or something.
No,
Don't say
I,
that out loud.
No.
I just gave it a mouth.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like challenging worse.
I'm pretty sure. Don't they have some Old Republic content coming? Like they want to do the stuff at least like way before all
So
the Skywalker stuff.
from what it looked like they announced at Celebration in London, it was. They were talking about it was going to be the dawn of the Jedi. So I think it's going to be even farther back
Right.
than that. But they do have that Old Republic block on their timeline. So, I would be okay with them coming out with something, basically that remakes KOTOR, the original KOTOR game, into a movie. Or even it'd probably be even better as a TV show,
Right.
like Mandalorian.
And they're knocking it out with that. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be. I think that would be pretty cool. Although we do go back to Tatooine a lot on that game, but I need some new planets.
It all goes back to Tatooine.
Tatooine's like the center of the universe.
Which is so weird because it's if there's a center of the universe,
Center of the universe, it's the planet that it's farthest from.
But
think of it this way
everything
though.
revolves on Tatooine.
If they go back far enough, though, maybe you'll see Tatooine before it was a desert planet.
Yeah.
Now Zerko had already messed it up and everything. So
okay.
actually, I don't think it's Zerko messed it up, but yeah. So yeah, let's hope. Everybody come play Star Wars.
So it's a new hope then, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
Old hope.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it's it's fun. And if even if people don't want to group up with doing stuff with the guild, a lot of it you can do solo.
Easy solo.
Whether that's good or bad, you can play it, and you pay for 1 month, and you get everything that's released right now. So
Yeah.
Yep.
you don't have to, you don't have to buy expansions. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It's you pay for 1 month, $15, and there you go. You have every bit of content that's been released.
Yeah.
So
All right.
yep.
Cool. Well, if there's nothing else, I think that will be our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we do want to thank Corley and Stask for joining us. Stask, again, thank you for coming on.
Congratulations, and we're sorry.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thank you.
And Best place to find you too. If you queue up PvP in game, you'll probably run into Stask. But if you want to find them,
You won't run into me.
Yep, AIE Discord, right? Is the best place to
Pretty
find
much.
you too.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. If you have questions or comments about our show, you can email us at podcast.aieguild.org@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter as long as it exists. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Mewcow. On Mastodon, I'm Mewcow because I was able to get that.
Yay!
Makala is at Cyberwave, and Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday-ish at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, which is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And look for the link to our Discord server at aie-guild.org. For past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel, which is YouTube and then the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
Now it's time to play all the great AIE segments we received this week. Actually, don't have any, but you guys know the drill. If you want to try your hand at making a segment, please feel free to send those to us. We ask them to be around 90 to 120 seconds, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too long. If not, it can just be his own darn podcast.
Yeah, if you don't do it, Link's going to send us a 2-hour one.
Yep.
Exactly. All right. We do not have guests scheduled yet for next time, so tune in to see who we wrangle onto the podcast. But until then, AIE.
Yes, at the bottom of the podcast.
This is
sorry. This
That's okay.
I'm looking right at the notes. Sorry, this is Corley.
This is Stask.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Mewcow.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Yay!
Ooh, awesome show, folks.
Right, time for those titles. I think we should.
I think he's getting ready to die.
I think we should pester the STO guys.
Yeah.
Because Picard just ended, so.
Oh yeah, I could see.
I need to.
I know.
And with the new stuff with the STO coming up.
Yeah, I know one of them plays D&D though Sunday night, so we may have to do a Saturday night one. We'll see. I'll work it out. So, all right, and chat room. Any show titles?
If not, we're just going to use a random name generator. We're going to use AI to make our chat titles.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, hey,
Google's
Bard,
Bard.
give us the title.
I
So
might need
are
some
you-
Palpatine tonight.
Are you saying Palpatine is a multi-level marketing scheme?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he sells
red
it
wine.
as. What he actually is just taking it all for himself.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Albus
There's
says Karen Corley.
There we go.
Where do you see?
Oh,
It's
in the
on
Twitch chat.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch chat.
Oh, I'm not on there. yet.
That's
You know
okay.
who I am. As somebody who best meets the Karen demographic, I found it quite funny.
My wife did that today at Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't say it. She had bought something online, and we took it back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is from a third party. We're gonna have to send it off, and then then they'll send you a refund, and I don't know how long that'll take." And she's like, "Well, I'm never shopping at Walmart again." It's like, what are you talking about?
You'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, probably not. But it was funny.
Yeah. That's tricky though. They're trying to compete with Amazon, so yeah, sometimes it's not obvious that it's not a
Yeah.
Walmart product.
Yeah.
And which is it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
All right, so we have Corley and Staff Squadron standing by, a bright center of the galaxy, and Karen Corley.
Or come up with your own.
Definitely not that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Spending time on Tatooine.
I
We
vote
thought
for
I
Karen
live on
Corley.
Tatooine, Max.
Yeah.
Get my name out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Everyone's too busy being clever, so they can't come up with it.
Right.
See, I don't like Tatooine, but I like saying Tatooine.
But I like saying Tatooine.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, well, that's something that Theron says. That
Yep.
the other Theron.
The other Theron. Yeah,
The other
sorry.
Theron.
Other Theron.
Oh, that would be a good title, though.
The other Theron.
Either the other Theron or that's not how you spell. That's not how I
The
spell it.
correct Theron.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll get that. I'll find the
Yeah.
exact quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I'll
in
find
the,
the quote.
it's in the objective meridian flashpoint. There's like he spells it that way or something like that is how he says it. It's pretty funny. So, alrighty.
Carrots and Therons.
Exactly.
Terrence and Theron.
Oh,
There you go.
yes.
Theron's
There
and
you go.
Therons.
All right.
I think we need to have Corley Karen
No.
in there, though.
No,
No.
we're not doing that to him.
Corley's
Corley
not
is
a
not
Karen.
Karen. So, all right. Thanks,
Okay,
chat room.
fine.
We're gonna
Thank you, guys.
talk to you folks later.
Bye.
Bye.